Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Amy.
So we have another guest. We are just rolling and rolling and rolling today. Oh my goodness. I have to go to the bathroom and we'll see how long I can hold this. But we have a very special guest with us today. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jessica Pasik. Should I look this way? Does it matter where I look?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, it's mostly an audio, right? Correct
Well,
format.
it's
So,
also YouTube, so you look at both.
okay, wonderful. So I'm Jessica Pasik. I'm a professional learning director with the Reading League.
Oh my gosh, I love the Reading League.
Yes.
Love it. I went to one of their conferences years ago. So yeah.
It was our 9th one this year.
Really?
Our 9th annual conference. It's hard to believe.
Where was it?
It was in Chicago.
I should have gone to that.
I love Chicago. They have the best shopping.
Yes. And good pizza too.
So tell me a little bit about the Reading League.
Yeah, so the Reading League has been around for almost a decade now, which is really hard to believe.
Yeah.
It started as a very small volunteer grassroots organization in Syracuse, New York. And it was really born out of this frustration between this clear divide, this clear gap between the world of evidence and research and the world of practice. So our founder and CEO, Dr. Maria Murray, I was actually lucky enough to have her as my professor when I was at SUNY Oswego, when she was still teaching there at the university. And it was the first taste of anything that I had related to, this is actually how we teach kids how to read. And mind you, I had been teaching in the classroom for 3 or 4 years at that point.
Right.
And so there were lots of folks that had similar stories, right? That were doing this work, but were frustrated that it wasn't making a bigger impact.
Right.
And so Dr. Murray and some other folks, kind of came together to try to do something about it. And that turned into these free live events is what we called them, just every other month.
Yeah.
Free professional learning for teachers, and they were coming out in droves. And that was really the spark. We've been able to scale up, obviously, quite a bit over the years, due to some donations and, fundraising efforts and all of those things. But yeah, we really aim to bridge that gap between research and practice.
Okay, so do you bridge the gap with educators or with parents or both?
Ultimately both. That word league was really intentional because there's multiple stakeholders in this work, right? So yes, teachers, but also administrators, families, professors, tutors, right? Higher ed, pediatricians, right? It really takes everybody. But the work that I do in the professional learning department is we primarily work with school districts, and it's really about building their knowledge about the science of reading, and also helping with the implementation of that. What does that actually look like in classrooms?
So y'all have a publication that you put out, right?
The Reading League Journal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So who are some of the contributing authors to that?
Yeah, we've had so many different folks. We have a new editor, Jessica Tost, I believe her is, and I always second guess myself, Toast Tost, right? We were joking about names and pronunciation. But we've had lots of different contributors, lots of different folks. Hugh Katz has written articles.
Yeah, I've seen
We've
a few
had,
of
I think Louisa Moats, Dr. Louisa Moats did a piece in one of our very first editions. Lots of top folks in the field.
It's an amazing resource. And I think I had a membership at one time. I don't know if it's still good, but I know I had a membership at one time because it is a valuable resource.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The impetus for that was really wanting to have something that, again, could help bridge that divide. So you hear from researchers doing the work, but then you also hear from folks out in the field in classrooms.
How many states are y'all in?
We now have 40 chapters.
Wow.
Which is really exciting. Okay. And the goal, of course, is to have a chapter in all 50 plus Washington, D.C.
Wow.
So I'm always double checking. I'm like, is it 40? Is it 41? Because it's always just on the move and growing.
So internationally?
It's something we're looking into. The logistics of an actual chapter get a little tricky, but we have done some work virtually with schools that are in other countries. And, they've come to some of our virtual events and things like that.
Very nice.
That's really cool. I've heard of the Reading League. I did not know that they had all these special departments. So you're in the learning
professional learning department.
So you are the one that's responsible for figuring out how to disseminate information to professionals.
Yeah, there's a team of us.
Yeah,
so
okay.
There's a whole team of us that do that work.
But you're in the nationwide.
Correct. Yeah,
right.
Our national headquarters are located in Syracuse, New York. Right, that's kind of where we got started. But we have a lot of folks on our team that are fully remote too. So it's really awesome to have this really far and wide reaching presence.
That's so cool.
So
thank you for joining us.
If somebody wants more information about either joining the Reading League as a member or just some more information, how just Google the Reading League?
Yeah, you absolutely can. You can just go to thereadingleague.org, and if you go to our website, you'll find different tabs for some of the work I described, the different departments and different kind of arms, right, of or legs, I guess you could say, of the organization, appendages. And so, yes, there's information about professional learning. There's information about our events. Like you mentioned, we have a conference every year. We also hold a summit. That's coming up in May of this year. That will be in Syracuse. And information about our journal. And then there's a really great resource, too, called Compass, which is kind of this hub of lots of different resources, and it's organized by various stakeholders. So there's a landing page for folks that are educators, right? There's a landing page for families and caregivers. There's a landing page for like policy, legislation, those kind of folks.
Very nice.
Lots of info.
So how much has it grown in, like, what period of time are you aware?
I mean, I was very lucky to be part of it from the very beginning. Like I said, Dr. Murray was my professor, and I joke I kind of borderline stalked her even after I graduated because I just wanted more, right? And so I was lucky to be one of the quote-unquote founding board members, but again, very, very small. We would have, maybe 50 to 100, maybe even a little bit more at each of our live events that we had. But I mean, again, very informal. We were meeting at Panera Bread or Maria's house to plan things, and then started doing a little bit with some local schools. This was 2016, 2017. 2018 is when things really started to ramp up quite a bit, and we started to have a much larger presence, which was great, going into 2019 and 2020. Then obviously COVID happened, and we had to pivot quite a bit. But within these last few years alone, I've been full-time now working at the Reading League since 2021. And just our professional learning department alone has grown immensely. And we also have a whole host of what we call our professional learning specialists that are our independent contractors that are amazing, that help us carry out the professional learning work. So we've hired a few cohorts of those folks.
Oh, wow.
So we've really grown quite a bit within the last, even within the last 4 years.
It shows how much need there is then.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
For sure. Very nice.
I'm glad that you guys are doing the work you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you for what
You're so
doing.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. I'm thrilled to be here, at IDEA. This is my first time at this conference.
Oh.
And we do also have a shop component as well, where we highlight the work, all the amazing work that other folks have done, professional texts, but then also some instructional materials too.
Yeah.
So if you pop by our booth, we have some materials from a company called Little Learners Love Literacy. And they are based out of Australia, but we are the sole vendor for them in North America. And so they have these absolutely gorgeous decodable texts, a few different series. And what I love is that they all follow a consistent scope and sequence, and then there's other instructional materials, games, to make it fun and engaging, fiction and nonfiction texts. So, you can find info about those on our website too.
Okay, amazing. Thank you.
It was
We really
so fun.
appreciate
This was lovely.
it.
I'm so glad that we met and we got to chat a bit.
Yes, I am too. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we'll be back after a while.
Bye.
Bye.